to this House of Fashion. Hope you have a wonderful day. Today's episode is going to be on how to cut a jumpsuit with a ruched. This jumpsuit that I'm talking about is a palazzo jumpsuit, and you can also make it a straight jumpsuit if you like. But it has a ruch at the waistline that come to the hips. So I'm using 2.5 yards of this fabric to cut it out. Before I start the cutting, I want to use this medium to appreciate you all my subscribers for subscribing to my channel and for also watching my video always. Thank you very much. Also, the next thing to cut here is to cut the half cut, the ruch part of the jumpsuit, then the sleeve. So to cut out the half cut now, I will be deducting 15.5 inches out of this now. So after that, I'm going to cut out the half cut. So I'll be folding the fabric into 4, leaving my zip allowance aside to cut out the half cut. This is into 2 already. Then I'm going to fold it into 4. So this is after folding it into 4. The next thing to do here is to take the length of the half cut. The half cut length is 15.5 inches with the same allowance. 15.5 inches, you can see. Then I'll be taking shoulder measurement of 8 inches. This is 8 inches there. You can see. So the next thing that remains here is to take the shoulder slant of 1 inch. Shoulder slant of 1 inch. Okay, you can see. From this shoulder slant now, I'll be taking the armhole measurement. The armhole measurement is going to be 7.5 inches. You can see the armhole measurement here. The bust measurement is going to be 35 inches. 35 inches plus, this is 35 inches. 9 in 4 places is 36 inches. Then I'm still going to add 1 inch of seam allowance to it. So that means the seam allowance I'm adding here is now 2 inches. So at the waistline here, the waist measurement is 28 inches. I'll be adding 2 inches to it to make it 30. This is 28 inches for the waist measurement. Then I'm going to add 2 inches to it. Then I'm going to connect the lines together like this. To this area like this. You can see. After connecting them together this way, the next thing I'll be taking here is the neckline. So the wideness of the neck here, because it's a turtleneck, I'll be using 2.5 inches. This is 2.5 inches for the wideness of the neck. Then the deepness is going to be 1.5 inches for the back. 0.5 inches for the back. Then 2.5 inches for the front. You can see. Then I'll be connecting them together like this, then like this. You can see it. So the next thing is to cut it out. After cutting the back measurement, then the back neck, then the front neck. Then I'm going to cut it out. So this is after cutting the half cut out. So we're going to keep this aside and cut. So this is the trouser part of the jumpsuit. You can see. So I've done a tutorial on how to cut different kind of trouser, palazzo trouser, straight trouser. I'm going to put the link under the description of this video you're watching to know how to cut different kind of trouser. And that's what I've done here. I've cut a palazzo trouser. It's an high waist. I've cut it out. So the next thing to cut here is the sleeve first before cutting the ruched part of the jumpsuit. So the next thing is to cut out the sleeve, and this has been folded into 4, as you can see. You can use any wideness of your choice. This is 8 inches. That means the wideness is 16 inches. Each of this sleeve now, the wideness will be 16 inches. So the length of the sleeve, taking up the 8 inches for the shoulder, then we're going to make use of 34 inches because it has an L size. That means when you put an SS at that long sleeve, it's going to fall the way it is on the thumbnail, the way it's full at the waist side. So the next thing to take here is to take the length of the sleeve, which is 34 inches. After taking 34 inches, I'm going to take 4 inches down because the shape of the sleeve here is like a shirt shape. So that is what I'll be sketching out now, like this. You can see the shape like S. You can see it. Then from here, I'm not going to shape it, and I'm just going to make it a straight. So by the time we put an elastic here, it's going to form the way you are seeing it on the screen. So the next thing to take here is the ruched part of the jumpsuit. From the waist to the hip is 15.5 inches with the seam allowance. So at this area where it's going to attach to the waist, I'll be using 30 inches, the way we did on the waist, like this. The 30 inches is with the seam allowance. So the way we took the measurement of the waist, that's what we're going to do here. So when you come to the down part here, this is the area where it's going to attach to the hip line. So and the hip measurement was 14.2. That is what you'll be using here. 14.2. So that is 10.5 divided by 2 divided by 4. It's going to give us 10.5, but this is just folded into 2. That means we're only putting the ruch at only the front, not the back. That means we'll be dealing with 10.5 here. So that means 10.5 plus 10.5 is going to give us 11. It's going to give us 21 inches. So we are dealing with only the front, not the back. If you are attaching it to the back also, that means you're going to fold this into 4, then you cut it for both back and front. So from here to here, so with the seam allowance of, after this 10.5, I'll be adding a seam allowance of 2.5 inches to it. Then from this 13 inches to 7 point. So this is now the shape of the gauge. You can see. So let me go and attach it all for you, then show you the finishing. To do the ruch part of the jumpsuit, the first thing I did here is to take the length of the ruch that we took. This is 16 inches, the seam allowance. Then this is the waist measurement. This is the part that is going to be around the waist. So I folded it into 2, then I notched the center. After notching the center, I took the measurements of the 2 busts, which is going for the dart. You can see I've notched out my dart. Then I'm going to turn it. I'm sewing at the wrong side of the fabric, and here is it. This is the wrong side of the fabric. You can see I'll be starting my stitching from there. This is 2 inches. I cut out 2 inches, then I fold it into 2, then I turn it to the wrong side, and this is what it gives me. I'm going to use at this area now to make the ruch. So I'll be placing it here. You can see where I'm placing it. This is where I notch. This is where I'm placing it. I'm not placing it here, so it won't affect the remaining measurement of the waist. So I'm placing it in here like this. Then I'll sew it down. This is after stitching the both sides. You can see now. The next thing to do here is to take the center. This is 1.6 inches divided by 2 is going to give us 0.8. So my 0.8 is there. I'll be dividing it with that 0.8 by stitching it down. So this is after dividing it with machine. Then I'll be adding my rope to it. So this is after putting the rope there. You can see I put it, then I stitch this area so that it won't remove. You can see what I've done here. This is the upper part that I'm going to attach to the waist. So now this is the waist line of the trouser. You can see I've joined the flap together. This is now the waist. You can see the flap here. So this is now the waist. I'll be attaching this to the waist now. So this is after joining it to the waist. You can see, and to the side of the hip too. You can see it now. I've done that. You can see when you shift this up now, you can see the shape that it's give us now. So let me go and join the back and the front together. So I'll be joining this to the waist, to the half cut now. So this is after joining it to the waist. You can see to the half cut. I've joined the two waists together now. At the waist of the jumpsuit, it has a band. You can also cut a band to this area if you wanted to have a band. But after cutting your half cut, for instance, now you are using 15.5 inches of half cut here, then you're going to cut out 12 point. So if you now want to cut an half cut with a band, you're going to deduct 2 inches away from the 15.5 inches. That means you're going to stop at 13.5 inches. So that will be your half cut. Then you're going to cut out another 5 inches. Then you fold the 5 inches of fabric into 2. Then you fold your fabric of 5 inches into 2, like this. By the time you fold into 2, it will be 2.5 inches. You're using that half inch for the seam allowance. Why sewing it to the half cut to make it 15 inches? No, you only need 2 inches. But you're not going to cut out 4 inches. You're going to cut out 5 inches so that by the time you fold it into 2, it's going to give you 2.5 inches. The half inch is going for the seam allowance. Then you now left with 2 inches. 2 inches plus the 13 inches that you're cutting out, it is going to give you 15 inches. So that is how to cut out an half cut with a band. But my client here doesn't want band. That's why I'm not adding band to this. I cut out my 15 inches directly. Then I attach it to the trouser to make it a jumpsuit. And any trouser you're cutting out is going to be an high waist, because this is a waist measurement. So by the time you join an high waist trouser to it, it's going to make a full measurement to make it a jumpsuit. So the next thing to join here, I've done these 2 shoulders. I've joined the trouser to the half cut. The next thing to join is to join the sleeve to the armhole. After joining the sleeve to the armhole, I'm going to take the shape, and that is all about the sewing. Welcome back. This is after joining all the pieces together. You can see it. You can see how it turns out. This is the front with a watch. You can reduce it. You can leave it and put it like this. The jumpsuit can be like this, and it can also be like this. You can see it. Then you tie it. You can see the beauty now. This is the front, and this is the back. This is the sleeve. I told you, if you want this sleeve to be more full than this, you can slant the shape, then you cut it out, then you put your elastic over here. You can see the sleeve. It's a turtleneck. This is the neck also. You can see. the 2 inches for the neck. You can make it the 1.5 inches for the neck. You can make it 2 inches. It depends on how you want yours to be. You can see it. You can see the trouser. So, if you're watching for the first time, you're in the right place to be. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also make sure you on your notification bell so that whenever I upload any tutorial, you'll be notified. See you in my next class. Bye.